Hello guys, I am Surbhi K. Meherwal, working as an assistant professor in one of the well-known engineering college in Hyderabad. In last video of mine, I have discussed about the basic concept of an antenna, different types of antenna, and the fundamental parameters of an antenna. Now today I will explain the microstrip antenna, which is one of the type of an antenna, which is used in communication system. So in introduction part, it is the most popular type of antenna which is used nowadays. It is the most common type of microstrip antenna is nothing but what the patch antenna. The microstrip antenna is nothing but a patch antenna only. It is a version of a printed antenna. It is mostly used at a microwave frequencies. That's why it is also called as a microstrip antenna. So it is used at a microwave frequencies in between the range of 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz based on an application. Now in construction, it's a simple construction antenna where it consists of four parts: patch, a dielectric substrate, a ground plane, and a feed network. So it is easily to construct directly on printed circuit boards. The first parameter is the patch, which is thin and flat metallic structure, and the patch can be of any area or any form or any dimension, and they can be of any shape like a square, circular, rectangular, triangular, elliptical. By choosing the proper shape of that patch of that antenna, we can choose any kind of a polarization. So that flexibility is available here. The conducting material, it is made up of a conducting material like copper or a gold. A dielectric substrate is a dual copper coated Teflon fiberglass. A ground plane should have the much larger dimension than that of a patch dimension, and the feed network which supplies the power to antenna element. Here on left diagram we can see that there are different shapes of a patch, just for given an example, and on right side this is a constructive diagram of your antenna. So the lowest part is a ground. Then after ground there is a dielectric material which is of a thickness h. After over the dielectric material there is a mounted patch is mounted with a length of L and a width of W. This is the feeding element to that patch. Now the typically the substrate height h is should be smaller than the wavelength of operation, and so that we can continue with the efficiency of an antenna. Otherwise the efficiency of antenna will get degraded. The radiating element and a feed lines are placed by the process of photo etching on dielectric material. Now to achieve the greater directivities, array of a microstrip or antenna with a single or a multiple feed lines are used. In this diagram, the different or you can say that array of a microstrip antenna are connected together with the help of single feed line, so that we can improve the performance of an antenna in terms of directivity gain, etc. Now in working, the antenna is excited by the wave generated within the dielectric undergo reflections, and the energy is radiated from the edge of the metal patch. The frequency of operation, it is also called as a critical frequency or a center frequency, is to be given as Fc is equal to C upon 2L in square root of epsilon r, where epsilon r is a permittivity of a dielectric material, L is the length of my patch, and C is nothing but the velocity of light. Now the W is nothing but what? Width of my patch it controls the input impedance and radiation pattern of my antenna. So when my W or a width of patch is increases, the input impedance decreases, and when my width of patch increases, the radiation increases. So it plays an important role in it. Now the radiation pattern of my antenna. So here in this radiation pattern, there is a radiation with the phi is equal to 0 degree and phi is equal to 90 degree. So phi is nothing but azimuth angle, which is nothing but a rotation of a whole antenna around a vertical axis. So when phi is equal to 0, the left side radiation pattern will get generated, and when phi is equal to 90, the radiation pattern will be of that kind. So to achieve the greater directivities from seeing this radiation pattern, the directivity is not so good in case of a microstrip antenna. So if I want to increase the directivity of my antenna, I have to use it in an array mode. So with the help with single or multiple feeds we can see. Then there are so many advantages of microstrip antenna, and because of this high variety of advantages only, they are most popular antennas used nowadays. So first is a lightweight. As we know that it is simply made by the process of a PCB. It is made on like a PCB structure only. So they are very light in weight, and because of their easy manufacturing process, we can do it some mass production in a short time, and because of its a simple manufacturing process, it is a very low cost antenna available nowadays in the market. They have low volume also, and because of their lightweightness, they are cheap, they are very easy to install, and one of the advantages is that they are robust in nature. That means they are difficult to damage. So low profile, that means they have a good life. Then it has a low profile, planar configuration, low fabrication cost because of its just a printed circuit board patch, and the polarization diversity is the most important advantage of it. Because of this diversity, we can get a vertical, horizontal, circular, different type of polarization by using the different shapes of my patch in an antenna. Then mechanically robust, it has a dual frequency antenna, can be easily realized, and feed lines and matching network can be easily integrated with antenna structure. Now, in last lecture I have discussed what is an impedance matching. Impedance matching is important when here when feed line supplies the supply to the patch. That means there should be the matching of matching of an impedance between the feed line and the patch, where they both get connect to each other. So that feed line and matching network were very easily integrated with the antenna structure. So that is one of the good advantage of this antenna. Now, even though it has so many advantages, there are some disadvantages with this antenna. The first is the narrow frequency bandwidth. It has a very low or a narrow frequency bandwidth of working. Then it has a low power handling capability because of its a small size. It's a very low and thin structure. They are very low power handling capacity. They conceive very low power handling capacity. Then practical limitation on the gain. It has a poor isolation between the feed and the radiating elements. Tolerance problem requires good quality substrate which are expensive. If I want to go for a good quality substrate, it will become expensive. So that is a problem. Then polarization purity is difficult to achieve practically. So the size is large at lower frequency. As we know that V is equal to N lambda. That means if I increase the frequency, the if I increase the frequency, what will happen? The wavelength will get decrease. And if I decrease the frequency, wavelength will get increase. So here if I decrease the frequency, my wavelength will get increased, and because of that my size of my antenna will also get decreased. If the size will get decreased, the antenna will become inefficient. So even though it has some advantage and disadvantages, the overcoming the disadvantages, the good advantages are they are lightweight, they are cheap, they are robust, they are good performance. So they are widely used in different applications nowadays. So because of their lightness in weight, they are cheap and their robust nature, they are and easy to mount. They are very easy to mount on workplace or a workstation. So they are used in spacecraft application, aircraft applications, low profile antenna applications, pagers and mobile phones. This is a basic requirement of mobile phone, that the devices inside or the component inside it should be the thin, low cost and lightweight. So they are satisfying that all this. That's why this antenna nowadays widely used in mobile phone. Doppler and other radars, they are also used in satellite communication because of their robustness structure, lightweight structure. And feed elements, they can also be used as a feed elements in complex antennas, and they are also used in biomedical sector as a radiator. So thank you guys. If you like this video, please comment and share it with your friends, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.